Please do make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I was folding laundry when my phone buzzed. A simple notification, a little ping, but the name on the screen made my blood run cold. Call me immediately. My lawyer. Mr. Daniels rarely called me unless something urgent had gone terribly wrong, and the tone of his message left no room for doubt. For a moment, I froze. My hands hovered over the folded shirts, my heart pounding so loud I was sure my daughter, Lily, would hear it upstairs. I wanted to believe it was nothing, maybe a clerical issue, a minor legal hiccup, but the dread gnawed at me. You see, I had always believed I knew everything about my daughter. After all, I had watched her grow from a curious, bright-eyed little girl into a young woman I trusted with my life. Or at least, that's what I thought. I called him. Mrs. Harper, Mr. Daniels said, his voice unusually tight. Sit down. You need to hear this, carefully. And that's when my world shattered in ways I could never have imagined. I remember every detail of that moment, as though my memory itself wanted to carve the terror into me forever. I had sunk into the worn armchair in the corner of my living room, clutching my phone like it could somehow shield me from what I was about to hear. Your daughter, she's involved in something much bigger than we thought, he began. I swallowed hard, the words refusing to make sense at first. Mrs. Harper, your daughter is being investigated by federal authorities. I laughed nervously, a hollow sound that made me shiver. Investigated? What do you mean? There's evidence, Mrs. Harper, evidence that she's been part of, well, let's just say criminal activity. And it's serious. If this goes public, she could face decades in prison. I must have gasped aloud. My mind raced, flashing through every interaction, every conversation with Lily. The cheerful, kind, sometimes mischievous girl I had raised. Could she really be capable of this? Are you sure? I whispered, my voice barely audible. There must be some mistake. Mr. Daniels paused, the weight of his silence pressing down on me. I wish I could say there was, but the evidence is concrete. And the problem is, we don't know if she's cooperating or if she's in danger. The room spun. My hands shook, gripping the armrests of the chair. Danger? I echoed. Yes. That's why I called immediately. You need to be careful, Mrs. Harper. Your daughter, she's not just in trouble. She might be in serious danger. A cold sweat ran down my back. I felt like the floor had disappeared beneath me. My little girl, my Lily, was out there somewhere, possibly hiding secrets I couldn't even imagine, possibly running from people I didn't even know existed. And at that moment, I realized something terrifying. I had no idea who my daughter really was. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the edge of my bed, the phone pressed against my ear, replaying every word Mr. Daniels had said. My hands were trembling not just from fear, but from the gnawing realization that my daughter, the girl I thought I knew inside and out, was hiding something monumental from me. The next morning, I tried to act normal, but everything felt surreal. Breakfast tasted like ashes. The sun streamed through the kitchen window, bright and mocking, as though it had no idea the storm that was raging inside me. I needed answers. I needed to see Lily. But when I went upstairs to her room, it was empty. Her bed was neatly made, the books on her desk stacked perfectly, too perfectly. My heart sank. She was gone. And I had no idea where. I grabbed my coat and phone and drove to Mr. Daniels' office, desperate for guidance. Have you spoken to her? He asked the moment I stepped in. His usual calm demeanor was frayed at the edges. No, she's not home. I don't even know where to look, I admitted. He rubbed his forehead, a sign I'd never seen on him before. Mrs. Harper, you need to understand the gravity of the situation. This isn't just about her making a mistake. There are people, powerful people, who are involved. If she's caught, or if she's implicated, she could be used. Or worse, she could disappear completely. I felt the floor tilt beneath me. Disappear? You mean, someone could hurt her? Yes, he said, and for the first time, I saw fear in his eyes, the kind of fear that doesn't just vanish. That's why I need you to be careful. But also, you need to find her before it's too late. You're the only one she might still trust. I left his office with a sinking feeling in my chest, the streets blurring past me as I raced to every place she might be. Her friends' houses. The local coffee shop. The park where she used to sit and write in her journal. Everywhere I went, it was the same. No Lily. Hours passed. Panic clawed at my throat. And then, finally, a text appeared on my phone from an unknown number. Stop looking for me, Mom. It's too dangerous. Trust no one. I stared at it, my heart shattering into 1,000 pieces. The handwriting, I would know it anywhere. It was Lily. Somewhere out there, she was scared, hiding from forces I couldn't even name. And as I read those words, I realized the truth. The mother who thought she could protect her daughter had no idea what she was up against. But I promised myself one thing. No matter how dangerous it got, no matter who was involved, I would find Lily. And I would bring her home. Little did I know, the secrets I was about to uncover would shake not only my family, but everything I thought I knew about the life we had built. The text from Lily haunted me all night. Stop looking for me, Mom. It's too dangerous. Trust no one. Her words echoed in my mind as if she were standing right behind me, whispering them into my ear. I knew then that this wasn't just trouble, this was a storm I had no idea how to weather. The next morning, I went back to Mr. Daniels. He had been digging into Lily's life quietly, trying to connect dots I hadn't even known existed. Mrs. Harper, he said gravely, I've uncovered things you need to see, but they're not easy. Your daughter, she's entangled in a web far more complicated than you realize. There are people watching her, people who would do anything to protect their interests. I gripped the edge of his desk, my knuckles white. People? Who? What could she have possibly done? Mrs. Harper, it's not what she's done. It's what she knows. I froze. My mind spun. Lily, knowing? My heart sank further. Before I could respond, he slid a folder across the desk. Inside were photographs, Lily meeting with strangers, exchanging envelopes, her eyes wary, almost fearful. There were documents, bank transactions, cryptic messages on her phone. My stomach turned. She's involved in something serious, he said softly. Something that could destroy lives if exposed. And she's hiding, not just from authorities, but from people who may want to silence her. I wanted to scream, to shake the world until it gave me answers. But deep down, I knew screaming wouldn't help. Only action could. I left his office with a new plan forming in my mind. I would trace every lead, follow every clue, and confront whoever was threatening my daughter. I would not let her vanish into the shadows. Hours later, I found myself standing outside an abandoned warehouse Lily had once mentioned she liked to sketch in. My hands shook as I pushed open the rusted doors. Inside, the air was thick with dust, but I saw her huddled in the corner, her face pale, eyes wide with fear and relief as she recognized me. "Mom," she whispered. "I knew you'd come." I rushed to her, pulling her close. "Lily, what is going on? Who are they? Why are you hiding?" Tears streamed down her face as she finally began to speak, and every word shattered the life I thought I knew. Lily wasn't just a frightened girl, she was part of a world I had never imagined, one filled with danger, betrayal, and secrets so dark they could destroy us both. And in that moment, I realized the fight to save my daughter was only beginning. Little did I know, someone had been watching us even now, and the true danger was still closing in. Lily clung to me as I led her out of the warehouse. Her body trembled not just from cold, but from fear. Every shadow seemed to have eyes, every whisper of wind carried a threat. I could feel it. Someone was following us, someone who didn't want this story to come to light. We drove in silence, my mind racing. I needed answers, but I knew I couldn't push her too hard. Whatever danger she was running from, it had already changed her, made her cautious, made her afraid to trust anyone, even me. Finally, in the safety of my apartment, I made her sit and listen. "Lily, I'm your mother. I need you to tell me everything. I can't help you if I don't know the truth." Her hands shook as she unfolded the story. "Mom, it started months ago. I stumbled onto something I wasn't supposed to see: accounts, transactions, things people were hiding. I didn't understand it at first, but when I realized how dangerous it was, I tried to report it. But they found out. And they threatened me." My stomach twisted. "Threatened you? Lily, who? Tell me who." She swallowed hard, her eyes darting to the window as though the shadows might be listening. "I can't, not yet. But Mom, if they find out I talked to you, they won't just come for me. They'll come for us both." I felt a cold fury rising in me. "No. No one touches you. I don't care who they are, I will protect you." She buried her face in my shoulder. "You don't understand. It's bigger than just us. It's powerful people. People who control lives and can destroy families overnight." Just as her words hung in the air, the faint sound of a car door slamming outside jolted us. My heart raced. I moved toward the window, peering into the dimly lit street. A sleek black car was parked just beyond the building, engine idling, shadows inside moving. "They're here," I whispered. Lily's grip tightened on my arm. I knew they'd find me. I knew it. We had no time. I grabbed her hand, and we slipped out the back exit, ducking into alleyways, hearts pounding. Every step felt like a countdown to disaster. Somewhere, someone was tracking us, following our every move. Finally, we made it to a small cafe where I knew a friend of mine worked. A safe place. For the first time that day, Lily could breathe a little easier, but only for a moment. We sat, trembling, and I reached for her face. "We're going to get through this. I promise." She looked at me with tear-filled eyes, and for the first time, the weight of her secret seemed to lift, just slightly. "Mom, I didn't want to drag you into this, but I'm glad you found me." At that moment, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You shouldn't have found her. Now it's too late." I felt my blood run cold. They knew where we were. And in that instant, I realized the terrifying truth. The fight to save my daughter wasn't just about finding her. It was about surviving the very people who had already decided our fate. Because some secrets are worth killing for. We didn't stay at the cafe long. Every shadow outside seemed alive, every passerby a potential threat. Lily and I moved quickly, silent as ghosts, to a safe house Mr. Daniels had arranged. It was small, nondescript, but for the first time in days, I felt a flicker of hope. Once inside, I locked the door, sliding the chain across. Lily collapsed onto the sofa, burying her face in her hands. "Mom, I never wanted this for you. For us. I knelt beside her. Lily, nothing matters more than you. I don't care what anyone says. We'll get through this together. She looked up, eyes wide and haunted. Mom, it's not just about me. They've been watching me for months. They know things about us. Things I didn't even realize. My heart pounded. Who? Who is doing this? Before she could answer, my phone rang. The number was blocked. A deep, distorted voice filled the line. Hello, Mrs. Harper. You've been very brave. Too brave. But bravery has a price. If you want to see your daughter again, you'll meet me alone. Midnight. The old pier. Come alone, or she dies. Lily gasped. Mom, you can't go. They'll. I have to, I interrupted, my voice trembling with fear and resolve. I promised you I'd protect you. I won't let them hurt you. I left the safe house, heart hammering, mind racing. The city felt colder, darker, more menacing than ever. Every step toward the pier felt like walking into a trap. The pier was empty, mist curling around the wooden planks like fingers. A single figure emerged from the shadows, a tall man in a black coat, face obscured. You came, he said, calm, almost mocking. Smart woman. But do you really think you can stop what's already in motion? I clenched my fists. Where's my daughter? What do you want from her? He chuckled. She's already safe, for now. But Mrs. Harper, you've been asking the wrong questions. The truth is, your daughter isn't just in danger. She's been protecting you. Protecting your family from the very people you trusted. She discovered a secret, yes, but it was meant to stay hidden. People will die if it's exposed. And now, you know too much. My mind reeled. What secret? What are you talking about? He stepped closer, and I caught a glimpse of a familiar face in the shadow, someone I had trusted. My heart froze. You never really knew, did you? He said, voice dripping with malice. The betrayal comes from closer than you think. Suddenly, everything clicked. The missing money from our accounts, the anonymous threats, the strange emails. I realized with horror that the enemy had been inside our lives all along. Someone close had been manipulating us, and Lily had been fighting to keep us safe. Mom, Lily's voice echoed in my memory. Her warnings, her fear, it had all been true. I took a deep breath, facing the man. You won't win. Whatever it takes, I'll protect her. I'll end this. He smirked. We'll see. But before he could act, a flash of movement, Lily emerged from the shadows behind him. Step away, she commanded, holding evidence in her hand, documents, photos, recordings, proof of the betrayal. The man faltered, realizing he'd underestimated her. And in that moment, we had the upper hand. With the authorities Mr. Daniels had tipped off closing in, the danger finally started to unravel. By dawn, the threat was neutralized. The people who had been hunting us were arrested, exposed. Lily and I stood on the pier, exhausted, trembling, but alive. I pulled her close. You were protecting me, protecting us. I should have known. She smiled faintly, exhausted but proud. Mom, sometimes the people we love the most are the ones we have to fight to protect. I'm glad you came. And in that moment, I realized something I had learned the hard way. The bond between a mother and her child is stronger than fear, stronger than danger, and stronger than any secret that might try to destroy it. We walked away from the pier together, battered but unbroken, knowing that nothing, not even the darkest lies, could ever sever what had been forged between us. The terrible truth about my daughter had been revealed, but it hadn't destroyed us. It had made us stronger. Weeks had passed since that night at the pier. Life had returned to a fragile normal. Lily was back at school, her laughter returning slowly, a little lighter now that the immediate danger had passed. I had started sleeping again, though the dreams still came, shadows, whispered threats, faces I couldn't place. We thought it was over. We believed the people who had hunted us were behind bars. But deep down, I knew better. The world my daughter had stumbled into, it didn't vanish because a few criminals were caught. Danger has a way of lingering, of watching, of waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One evening, I was sitting by the window, watching Lily work on her laptop, when my phone buzzed. I picked it up. An unknown number. A message appeared. You think it's over, but shadows never truly disappear. I froze. My heart skipped a beat. My hand shook as I locked the phone, realizing that the storm we had survived wasn't gone, it had only changed shape. I looked at Lily. She didn't see the message, didn't know it existed. She smiled at me, exhausted but alive. And for now, that was enough. For now. But deep inside, I knew the truth. Some battles never end. Some secrets never die. And some enemies are patient. And as a mother, I would be ready for them.